Welcome to Council Connection. I'm Sweetie Marbury, Mayor and Durango City Councilor. This program is designed to give you a snapshot of happenings at the most recent Durango City Council meeting. This time we look at the September 18th meeting. We began this meeting with a proclamation to the Daughters of the American Revolution, declaring the week of September 17th Constitution Week, a time for citizens to celebrate our Constitution and reaffirm its ideals. We also received a report from Parks and Rec Director Kathy Metz on plans to repair numerous sections of asphalt on the Animas River Trail throughout the city this year and next. In addition, a large section of the trail downtown will be reconstructed as a concrete trail beginning this year and finishing up in 2019.
You might know that the Animas River Trail is the most highly utilized single recreation amenity provided by the City of Durango. So it's a big asset to our community.
Funding for the repairs will come from the park's share of the 2015 sales tax reauthorization. We then moved on to the consent agenda, intended to allow the City Council by a single motion to approve matters that are considered routine or non-controversial. Councilor Dick White requested removal of a resolution in opposition of Amendment 74, which will be on the November ballot, which seeks to amend the Constitution to require governments to compensate property owners for fair market value losses resulting from government actions. Compensation in those cases is already provided for in state law, and Councilor White noted the amendment could create dangerous and uncertain situations for local governments. He urged citizens to educate themselves on all ballot issues, including 2A, which would increase sales tax and property taxes in Durango to meet future unfunded expenses, including a new police station. All of the consent agenda items were approved. There were two legislative hearings. The first concerned an ordinance adopting a storm drainage design criteria manual and amendments to municipal and land use codes related to the manual. Assistant City Engineer Keith Dowdery noted the current storm drainage plan was developed in 1982 and needs to be updated to meet community growth and climate change. Among other things, the plan anticipates higher rainfall intensities, which will require more water detention, more inlets at intersections to handle water flow in storm situations, and larger storm drain pipes to quickly move storm water. Funding for any changes would come from general operating funds as part of future capital improvements. Next, a public hearing was held on plans to expand ADUs into established neighborhoods 4, 5, and 6. These would include the Crestview, Riverview, and Hillcrest areas. To retain neighborhood character, attached or basement ADUs are proposed in those areas, especially in neighborhoods without alleys.
Especially in the 4, 5, and 6 areas, which are post-war neighborhoods. They look like single-family neighborhoods, they feel like single-family neighborhoods, so we want to keep them looking like single-family neighborhoods, but also allow people to have the option to have ADUs. So that's why we're proposing that if someone does have an ADU up there, it's in a basement or in the house, or it can be attached in the back, and if they do attach it, the new structure would need to resemble the existing house.
Some detached ADUs may be allowed on larger corner lots in the affected neighborhoods, as well as those with alleys. Council will take up an ordinance approving the addition of more ADUs probably in November. Two quasi-judicial hearings on this agenda also dealt with housing. The first was on a preliminary development plan for Escalante Village. This would be a 22-unit tiny home development on Baker Lane across from Escalante Middle School. Developer Bob Lieb says interest has been high, with some of the lots already reserved.
Tiny house with raising kids inside of them. Maybe
Right.
one single parent and a kid would work, but I don't know. It's a small space. But yeah, they're young starter offers, teachers and single, and there's been young couples, and then almost retired or retired.
The site will be landscaped with a seat wall along the Animas River Trail and other treatments to shield storage and provide privacy between the homes. It could be ready for occupancy next spring. The second quasi-judicial hearing was for the Kreitz property redevelopment on 2 acres across from Miller Middle School. 10 homes are proposed, along with a sidewalk and improvements to Junction Street to improve traffic flow near the school. ADUs would also be allowed on each home site, as long as they were attached to the primary resident and met other conditions. Both Escalante Village and Kreitz projects still face final approvals. Several items of interest were mentioned during the meeting. First, a reminder that East 2nd Avenue between East 5th Street and College is being converted to 2-way traffic as the downtown Durango Hotel's construction begins. There will be new striping and changes to the traffic light at 2nd and College. The work should be completed by month's end. The Durango Public Library holds its 2018 Community Champion Award reception, honoring the years of service from former Library Advisory Board Chair and volunteer Steve Redding. Durango Transit Trolley Service will return to 20-minute interval service effective October 7th. Fall cleanup begins the week of October the 8th. Remember, only yard waste is picked up in the fall. You can view all the information at durangogov.org/cleanup. And lastly, the La Plata Economic Development Alliance's 12th Annual Economic Summit is at 8 a.m. Wednesday, October the 24th at the Sky Ute Casino. You can find more information and purchase tickets at yeslpc.tix.com. Our next study session will be Tuesday, September the 25th at 4 p.m. We will receive the proposed 2019 budget from the city manager. Our next regular council meeting is Tuesday, October the 2nd at 6:30 p.m. And that's Council Connection for the September 18th Durango City Council meeting. I'm City Councilor and Mayor Sweetie Marbury. Thanks for joining us. And remember, you can always contact your city councilors via email at citycouncil@durangogov.org.